So, updating you on what's currently been going on in my life. Because I started making some changes and then I went radio silent. And there's a really good reason for that. But, so I started posting videos daily of me doing an exercise, this exercise thing to help me with my back, my shoulder and stuff. So it wasn't meant to be, look, I'm losing weight or anything else. Problem is that since I was younger, I've suffered from body dysmorphia, and seeing the videos of me, nobody said anything. Nobody, like, it wasn't like I got trolls coming out and criticizing me or anything else like that, but I started to see faults and see problems with my body, and I started to feel more and more insecure about my appearance, about my body, about the way I moved. And it was like, it was really, I started to become really mean to myself. And so this intention to share this journey became something that was a lot harder than I anticipated. Like, I thought I'd just post the videos and it'd be fine. No, it brought up a lot of unhealed issues I have around myself. And so I ended up stopping posting and ghosting my social media for a while, because I needed to deal with what was actually going on in my head. Like, it's one thing to share and say, like, this is my journey, but sometimes you just need to stay still and be on your own and just be like, okay, well, hold on, what is going on for me? And so that's what happened. I have taken a step back from coaching because I won't make a commitment to anybody to do something that I don't believe I'm capable of doing. Like, I'm not going to turn around to people and be like, yeah, I can coach you and I can help you with this, when I'm not in a place where my mental health is enough for me to hold space for them. Like, they don't need that. They need somebody that can hold space for them and is able to support them through that. And at the moment, I'm not capable of that because I don't have it in me. I can't hold space for somebody else because I need all of my resources to work on me. And so I've taken a step back from my coaching, the one-on-one side and everything. And what I've done is I've gone back into employment. And parts of me thought that I would feel like this is a failure, like I've done something wrong, like I've failed in my business and everything else. But I've got to admit, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the freedom. I leave the house in the morning and I get to work. So I commute to work and I clock in and I do my job, and then I clock out and I go home, and the rest of it is not my responsibility. Like, I've gone for a lower level than I used to work at. So I am an AAT qualified account technician. But I've just gone and I'm just doing credit control, and just being able to clock in and clock out and not have the responsibility of doing management accounts and month-end processing, all of that stress, it's not mine. And I'm really, really enjoying that, the relief of not having that responsibility. And it's showing me how much of my mental, like, what a mental burden my business had become. There was no clock in, clock out. There was no set hours. It just took over my life. There wasn't a time that I wouldn't be thinking about it or considering it, or that it wasn't playing on the back of my mind. It was just this constant whirring noise in my head of, you should be doing more and you need to do this and then this idea and this idea. And it was just this constant hum. And I didn't realize how draining that had become until I stepped away from it and was like, no, I'm sorting out other things in my life. So at the moment, I'm prioritizing my mental health. I am Like, I've got a career that I'm like just clocking in, clocking out. I'm rebuilding my my work-life balance, and it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And the thing is, and this is part of the Abuse to Empowered program. So this is part of the program that I created, and not intentionally kind of go, oh, I'm going to go through this. That's what I'm doing. So the first level of the Abuse to Empowered program is Strong Foundations, and it's about reconnecting to who you are. It's about letting go of all the noise and all the chatter and who you're meant to be and all of that kind of thing, and just sitting with, who am I? Who am I now? Because we're constantly evolving, and so who I was before is different to who I am now, and who I'm going to be in a year's time will be different to who I am now. It's this constant evolution, which means that, like the Abuse to Empowered program, it's like a circuit that you go through again and again and again, because you're constantly evolving to the next level. So who am I now? And that's what I'm learning, and that's what I'm discovering. And who I am now at this point in time is somebody who's prioritizing her mental health. I have a career and I have a job, and I leave the house and I am finding that identity where I am not at home all the time. I am not constantly accessible to my children and to the schools and everything else. I close the door, and that's not my responsibility anymore, because it is now outside of my control. Like, Dave is sorting all of that. He's running his business, and he's looking after the 4 girls and doing all of the school runs, and he's doing that. So that's not my responsibility, and I don't have to bear the burden of it. And so it's giving me this opportunity to really connect with, who am I right now? Who do I feel like? What's my authentic self? Not who everybody else wants me to be, not who everybody else expects me to be, but who am I? And so that's where I am. I am currently going through the Strong Foundations part of the Abuse to Empowered framework, where I am rediscovering me. And I'm giving myself time to do that. Doing that isn't just journaling and meditation and all of that lot. It's trial and error and doing things and realizing, hold on, that doesn't fit with me anymore, and that doesn't align with me. It's making changes, like changing your hair color and getting a haircut or whatever else. It's doing things and seeing how it feels for you. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm playing and I'm experimenting, and I'm approaching this version of me with curiosity. Who am I? Who am I right now in life? And so there you go. So that's why I went quiet, because a lot of my old trauma came back. And I use that stepping away from social media to really start to nurture the relationship that I have with myself, and start working through the Strong Foundations part, apparently. So if you are struggling, if you have been struggling with your mental health, then this is an incredible opportunity that you get to reconnect with who you are. Because I think, or what I find, is a lot of the times that I struggle with my mental health, it's because I am trying to be something I am not, and I am draining all of my resources by pushing myself and molding myself to be who other people want me to be, who other people will accept. And I don't have the capacity for that. Like, I have to choose. Either I can keep them happy or I can keep me happy. I can't do both. So I will prioritize keeping me happy. And so if you're struggling with your mental health, have a look and say, okay, well, where am I not being myself? Where am I trying to force myself to change to be who other people want me to be? And so really connect with who you are. And when you connect with that version of yourself, that's how you build strong foundations, and that's where you start to build your life from, because you know that the choices you're making and the decisions that you're making in your life are going to come from an authentic place of, this is what's right for me. And so, yeah, discover who you are. Okay, I'm going to eat my porridge and then head to work. Okay, love you. Bye. Stay awesome.